Howdy folks, and welcome to the Hillbilly Kitchen. Today we're making a 3-ingredient magic slice. Your first time hearing about a magic slice? Maybe my second time. Anyway, what it is it's like a big baked pancake. And all you need is complete pancake mix, some fruit, berries of your choice. I'm using blueberries today. You can do raspberries, blackberries, whatever you want. And some chocolate chips. You can do white or milk chocolate, entirely up to you. And you could even leave them out if you wanted to. But complete pancake mix is kind of the secret to starting this. Now, if you don't want to use the mix, we have up a couple of homemade pancake recipes that you can use. We've got up a buttermilk pancake recipe and a banana pancake recipe. So you can check those out, and I'll even link them up here in some little cards that you can click on. Before we get started, I want to ask you to please subscribe to the channel, click like on the video, click the notification bell, leave us a comment, just say howdy so we know that you're out there watching. And it would really mean a lot to me personally, and it would help the channel to grow. So thank you very much. Now, if you're on a tight budget, make sure you check your grocery store sale papers, because they have complete pancake mixes on sale all the time. Buy one, get one free. And this will really help save you a lot of money and a lot of time, and help feed your family on those mornings when you need something quick. All right, let's make our magic slice. All we're going to do is prepare the pancake mix according to the package directions. And I got about 2.5 cups of pancake mix, which is about 1 3/4 cups of water. We're going to mix that up. Go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 degrees and get you out a baking sheet, cookie sheet, jelly roll pan, whatever you call it. Line it with some parchment paper, because that way you'll be able to lift it out and slice it. If you don't want to use the parchment paper, daggone it. If you don't want to use the parchment paper, grease your baking sheet and just slice it right on the baking sheet. All of my mix stuck in my whisk. I guess I should have just used a spoon to mix it with, huh? It don't take a whole lot to mix up pancake batter, and you don't want to over mix it, and you don't want to over mix it in this recipe either, but you do want to get the great big lumps out. All right. Now, I think I'm going to use milk chocolate chips, because that's what my family likes. And I buy these things when they're on sale too. And I only buy them when they're on sale, especially right now, because there's the chocolate shortage or whatever it is. And chocolate, everything chocolate has just gone sky high. I think I managed to get these for less than $3, which is a pretty good deal these days. So when you find them on sale, buy them. And usually the grocery stores will have them. Sometimes there's a limit, but near the holidays, you can get, 2 to 4 packs pretty cheap. And I always get them when they're like that. And if I happen to be in the grocery store more than once a week they have them on sale, I get extra ones. And we're going to put about half of our chocolate chips in our pancake batter and mix that up. If you use semi-sweet in this, which you could, you would probably want to use the mini chocolate chips. And I've kind of talked about that before, because if you use the semi-sweet chocolate chips, the regular size ones are a little bit hard to eat. All right. And that's all there is to mixing it up. You literally just have to stir it a couple of times. And then you're going to dump this on your lined baking sheet. You do want a little bit of a lip on it, because this is pancake batter and it will run right off if you don't have a little bit of a lip. So don't use the flat cookie sheets. Kind of spread it out a little bit there. You can mix this up while the kids are getting out of bed and getting dressed and brushing their teeth. It's going to bake in about 25 minutes, give or take 5 minutes, depending on your oven. And it'll be baked by the time they all get dressed and get their teeth brushed. And then we're going to put our berries on top. You need about 1 cup to 1.5 cups of berries. I do at least a cup and a half. I like fruit. I mean, if I'm baking something with fruit, I usually put plenty in it. But just spread your berries, whatever kind you're using, whether it's blueberries or raspberries or blackberries or whatever, all over the top. Just a big baked pancake. But what makes this great for when you're in a hurry is once you take this out of the oven and slice it up, they're not going to have to dip it in syrup because you've got the fruit and you've got the chocolate chips in it. And we're going to put a chocolate chip drizzle on the top of it. That way they can eat it on the way to school if they have to. I mean, you can certainly sit them down at the table with other stuff to go with it, but if you got to have something that you can grab and run out the door with, this is great. That's why it's called a slice. You can grab a slice and go. You do want to wash your fruit if you're using fresh fruit. Try to pick out any bad ones. How many you put on here is up to you. I've got mine pretty well coated. That's a lot. Like I said, I like fruit though. Anyway, we're going to put this in the oven. We're going to cook it for about 25 minutes, give or take 5 minutes, depending on your oven, 350 degrees until it's completely baked. It's just a big baked pancake. And when we get it out, we're going to melt the other half of our bag of chocolate chips and drizzle that over the top. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes and our slice is baked. It is golden brown and it is done. Our blueberries look all juicy and bubbly there. We're going to slide it off the pan onto a cooling rack because you do want to let it cool a little bit before you serve it to them. Now we have a couple options at this point. It's very, very hot. If you are in a hurry, you can just sprinkle your chocolate chips on this and let them melt, the other half of them. Or you can let it cool just a couple minutes, put your chocolate chips in the microwave and drizzle them. So what I'm going to do, so you can see the difference in the way it looks, is I'm going to put about half of the chocolate chips on here while it's hot and let them melt. And then we're going to melt the other half and drizzle the other half. And like I said, you really wouldn't even have to put the chocolate on top of it because it does have chocolate chips in it and it has plenty of blueberries. This part is just kind of up to you, and it would be far more budget friendly if you only used half a bag of chocolate chips because of the price of chocolate right now. If you're doing a breakfast that they can carry out the door and eat on the way to school, you also might want to leave the chocolate off the top because the chocolate chips that we baked in it are going to be in it and it's not going to get all over their hands and stuff on the way to school. Yep, those are melting just fine. Kind of spread them out there. And if you give it time to cool, it will, the chocolate will set back up and it won't be quite so messy. Okay, those are melted completely already almost. And, you can just sprinkle them if you don't want to take time to melt them in the microwave. Or you can put them in the microwave and melt them and drizzle it. You can also just sit them in some hot water and melt them. If you have that soften melt button, use it. You will totally destroy your chocolate if you heat it too long in the microwave. It will clump up and get really, really nasty and you won't be able to drizzle it or do anything with it. So, that way is safe. I have a soften melt button on my microwave, and that's what I usually use. It's only a minute and it's at a lower power, and I still take my chocolate out in the middle and stir it a little bit because it is, like I said, very, very easy to mess up chocolate when you're melting it in the microwave. If you overheat it, it clumps. All right, now our chocolate that we dripped on there, totally melted. Spread it out a little bit so it doesn't fall off once it's cooled. You want to make sure it's stuck. That was super easy, and you don't have to deal with making sure you don't leave it in the microwave too long, especially if you're trying to get the kids ready for school. Okay, about a minute and a half in the microwave on that soften melt cycle, and I have some liquid chocolate here. Now that, I just sprinkled it on there, let it melt a little bit, and spread it around a little bit. So, How important is it to you for it to be pretty? Anyways, once you get it liquid chocolatey, you need a small bag to put it in, and I would not use a big bag, because if you use a big bag, you're going to waste a lot of your chocolate, and again, it is very expensive right now. When my kids were growing up, this probably would not have gotten the chocolate on top of it because of the cost, and it's good without it. You do want to, if you're going to drizzle it, let it cool just a little bit. Like now it's cool to the touch, not completely cool, but it is cool to the touch. And you can serve this warm or at room temperature, which means if there's any left over at breakfast time, when they get home from school and they, come off the school bus, you can, you've got something to give them as a snack. So this is good for breakfast, dessert, snacking, after school treat, room temperature, or hot out of the oven. Either way, it's like really, really good. That means it would be a good one to take for coffee and breakfast at church if you were doing something with your Sunday school class, coffee and dessert if you were having people over, and you could serve it at room temperature. Because everybody likes blueberries. You could add in lemon zest and stuff like that. But if you drizzle it, out of a bag, and you could do any kind of design in it you wanted to. But this is a super easy one. Mix it up while you're having your coffee, bake it while they're brushing their teeth and getting dressed, and then you've got it ready by the time they're ready to run out the door. Give this a try. Like I said, it's really, really easy. You do want to let your chocolate kind of set before you cut it. I am going to cut a piece here. It's something they can grab and eat on their way out the door, or it's something you can sit them down at the table and eat. Ooh, it's hot. But it does come out in a slice, and you can serve it in slices, hold it and eat it. Let it cool a little bit more if you're going to hold it and eat it. But this is a delicious, fruity, easy breakfast. And, except for the chocolate, which you could cut that back if you needed to. It's not very expensive. Buy the berries on sale, buy the pancake mix on sale, and make it stretch. Give this one a try for back to school or anytime you need a quick breakfast. It'd even be good on a Sunday morning when you're getting ready for church. And while you're doing homework with them and you're teaching them all the things they need to know this year, keep Matthew 4:4 in mind. But he answered and said, "It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God." Read the Bible with them. Teach them some memory verses and learn them with them while you're teaching them. Share God with your children this year. Thank you so very much for joining us again in the Hillbilly Kitchen. If you have not already, please don't forget to click like and subscribe and share this video with your friends. Until next time, remember to put God first.